is what we did yesterday, okay? We did the up and down, left and right, okay? Today, where you're gonna see some difference is the A, okay? So if you look at number 3, there's no number in front of that front parenthesis, okay? There was nothing here, meaning that A was 1, okay? And today we're gonna do some instances when A is not 1, and what that does, that A is really the slope. Okay, that's why we went up 1 over 1, up 4 over 2. Okay, the slope was 1 over 1. Okay, today your slope might be 2 over 1 or 5 over 1. Okay, so we're going to first start with the mommy and daddy graph. Okay, this is the original mommy and daddy graph, and this is going to be that upside down one. Where does the mom and dad graph always start? At 0. What's that first point called? The vertex. Okay, our next point is what? Up 1 over 1, or in this case it's going to be down 1 over 1 because we have that negative. Okay, and so we can even add that in here. If there's a negative, okay, that means it opens down. Okay, if there's a negative up front, it opens down. And then to find our next point is what? Down 4 over 2. Okay, look up here. If you're not looking, look. Some of you guys are doing this and you're going down 4 over 2. It's down 4 from the vertex, so you're going to count down 4 from here every single time. Okay? It's not from one of these, because then you're going to get your points and they're going to your U is going to be spread way far apart. Okay, so we're going to go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 2. Okay, so that's what our graph should look like. And then one other critique, some of you guys are trying to focus so big on where my points are at, count yourself, okay? Actually do the counting, say down 1 over 1, make your point, okay? You shouldn't really need to look at my graph other than to be able to look at it and make sure that yours looks like mine, okay? But you finding the exact point saying, oh, she went 2 and negative 4, you should be able to count yourself. Okay, what is the vertex? 0, 0, okay? The vertex is always going to be that first point that we plot. Okay, the axis of symmetry. 0, but what does axis of symmetry mean? Okay, remember we talked about fruit slice? If we were to slice that exactly in half, okay, right here is that slice, okay, right down the middle, and this so happens to be at 0. Whatever's here in that first spot is going to be there, okay? X-intercepts is 0, okay? It's wherever it crosses the X line. So we can go, 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 and boom, there's 1. So that's at 0. Okay, does this have a min or a max? A max. Okay, what's a min look like? Yeah, it looks like a U, okay? A max is the upside down one. Okay, if there is a negative out front, it's definitely going to be a maximum. Okay? Okay, let's look at number 3. Okay, where should we start? Where should we start our pencil at? 0. We should start our pencil at 0. We always read from the back to the front. I swear to God, somebody calls every morning. This way. I mean, that's up to you. No, I don't want to like leave you stranded or nothing. Like, I'm okay with it. Like, okay. Okay. Thanks. Okay, so we go, this plus 4 means it's going to go up 4. What's that plus 2 do? Left 2. Okay, so that first point, that's going to be our vertex. Okay, from there, you're going to go up 1 over 1. Then you're going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, over 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, over 2. Okay, what is the vertex? What's the vertex? Negative 2, 4. Okay, same thing, we talked about this yesterday, okay? You should have parentheses and a comma, okay? And that is a coordinate, it's a point, and a cheater way, okay? This part goes on the inside, that's your first number, but you gotta change the sign, that's why we get a negative 2. And then this one, you keep it the same, okay? So you got negative 2, 4. I could look at this one and tell you my vertex is negative 1, 1. Okay? Axis of symmetry. What is our axis of symmetry? Negative 2. X-intercepts. None. Okay? So there are none. It's not touching that X line anywhere. We do not put 0. Okay? You're going to put none. Okay? And then does this have a min or a max? It's got a min. Okay, look at 5. Where do we start?
0.
At 0. Okay, what does this plus 1 do? We go up 1, negative 4.
Right.
To the right 4. So our first dot's going to be here. Okay, second dot. Up 1 over 1. Okay, so you're going to go up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. Fourth and fifth dot. Up 4 over 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 2. Okay, you need to make sure that you do that from the vertex. Oh, before I forget, do not do this. I know, some of you guys are going to do it. Kids do it every year. Don't do this. Okay? You need to use that whole graph, and the reason being, if our graph was to look like this, maybe like here, kids do this, then does it look like there's any x-intercepts? It doesn't, but the lines really are doing this. Okay, so make sure that you extend those lines to that full length, okay? Okay, what is the vertex? 4, 1. Okay, same thing. If you don't know how to read a graph, you do the opposite and then you keep it the same. So opposite of negative 4 is positive 4. Okay, and then a 1 is a 1. Okay, axis of symmetry. What is our axis of symmetry? 4. Okay, x-intercepts. None. It does not touch that x line anywhere. Min or a max? It's got a minimum. Okay, if you're not on number 7, get on number 7, because those are the ones where it's different. Okay, this is going to be a new one that we haven't done. Okay, so as always, we start our point at what? At 0. Okay, so you can kind of put your pencil there. Don't make a dot, but okay, what does this plus 1 do? Up 1, so that puts us here. Same thing, don't make a dot, just hold your pencil there. Okay, this plus 4, what does that do? Left 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So that puts us here. Okay, you are still going to make a vertex there. Okay, so that's going to be your first point. Okay, now, here's where you're going to see some differences is that number out front. So the number is 2, so that means that our slope is 2. So instead of going up 1 over 1, you're going to go up 2 over 1. Okay, so you're going to go up 2, 1, 2 over 1. Okay, you're only, on these ones, you're only going to plot 3 points. Okay, not 5. Because what really happens is that's a scaled thing, and so like instead of going up 4 over 2, you would actually go up, I want to say maybe 8. Okay, and so you're just gonna leave it like this. Okay, now, the bigger the number, if the number is bigger than 1, okay, here's your regular graph. Look at me so you know what's going on, so you know kind of what, here's your regular graph. If the number is bigger than a 1, your graph is gonna get skinnier, skinnier, and taller, okay? If the number is less than 1, like 1/2, your graph is gonna be really, really fat, okay? Because you're gonna go up 1 over 2. That means that it should be like looking like here's your first point, and you're gonna go up 1 over 2. That means your next second set of points are gonna be way out, okay? So make sure that your graph looks right, okay? Now, if we look at this, what is our vertex? -4, 1. Axis of symmetry. -4. X-intercepts. None. Does this have a min or a max? A minimum. When should you have a max? When it goes down or when there's a negative out front?